guys, it's good to see you again. It's been a long time, hasn't it? So I'm quite excited. I've had a week off, which is amazing. I haven't had a week off in ages, and thought it would be, well, because I've had a week off, I've been able to journal more and practice more, and it's been fantastic. And I've come up with some new ideas, and I've felt a bit more creative. This afternoon was kind of like a culmination of all the time I had off. So I have opened a new layout that I'm testing out and using in the A5 cousin weekly section of the planner. And if you have the A6 version of the Hobonichi Planner, then you will not have the weekly in it unless, I'll just go grab it, unless you have the weekly supplement, which looks like this. So there you go. Now I'm not sure if you could even do this layout in this supplement. It's quite small. Let's try and focus in on the camera. You could definitely do it. You just have to be a bit more compact with the space, but it would work. So there you go. So yeah, I'm back with a new video, and I am rethinking my format for videos. I want to be making more videos and releasing them on a consistent basis. So I'm thinking of using my planner through the week and then just doing like a recap and a talk through of the week and how I've used my planner. And then any new ideas or any new layouts or anything like that, I will make a separate video and upload those as well. And perhaps at the end of the month, I'll also do a setup for the next month. So let me know in the comments what you think of that idea, if you've got anything else that you want to see from me in particular. So back to the A5 week. My weeks are pretty much very consistent at the moment. So I have like the same kind of weekly schedule every week. And so I've added a couple of new things over here. So I'll talk through the scheduling first and what I like about the weeks. And yeah, I guess I'll go around in like a circle. Okay, so this is for next week. So from the 20th of February onwards. And oh yeah, I'm filming at night time here. It's a bit rubbish in England at the moment. It's like gets really dark. It's getting darker later, but it's getting really dark really soon. So that's a problem when you wake up and you go to work and you come home and it's dark. There's like no time to film. And I've been putting filming off just for that very reason. I just think, why? There's no point. And we're going to film anyway. I'm sure you really don't mind a little bit of yellow light until I get to invest in some nice white lights. I think this will be okay, won't it? All right, so anyway, back to the point. So as you can see, I have kind of the weekly layout here. So each day, and then I've just blocked out the time. Now, a few weeks ago, I was kind of blocking out whole boxes of this and colouring it all in, but I just didn't like the block of colour, so I've just decided to do like one square across and then go down, just so that it's not as, you can still see that the time is blocked and it's still obvious of what time is available and what isn't, but it's not as intrusive. And I can also put some writing in as well, and it sort of fits nicely. So I've got some teaching work that I do, some assistant work I do during the day, and then I do some teaching at night time. And so I have a regular sleep I have a regular sleep schedule. So I try and get into bed for about 10 o'clock and then wake up at 6 every day. So that's the plan. If I follow the plan, let's see what happens. And then in the morning I have a couple of hours to get ready, so that's to have breakfast, and maybe do a bit of exercising or reading. But I also have a bit of commute time in the morning as well, so that frees me up if I want to do, I usually walk to the train station and journal and do all of that stuff. I don't know if you guys know the Miracle Morning. It has kind of a routine in that, and I try and follow that every morning. But I like to have a good chunk of time in the morning just to get ready, and sort of just awaken to the day. It's nice to sit in bed with a cup of coffee. And then, when I'm at work, there's not really much else I can do. And there's some spots during the day. So it kind of, having that open space kind of allows you to sort of see where your time is, and, any sort of tasks sort of even though it's pretty much consistent week to week, it's still just nice to visualize it and to be able to think, okay, I'm going to have a lot of time on Monday, where am I going to be, what can I do, and so on. And my Friday is kind of my day off. I have a couple of hours of work in the evening, but this is really my kind of setup for the week, self-care day. I've got some therapy in the afternoon as well, and then this is going to be my time to film. And I haven't blocked out any filming time yet, but I think as the week goes on, I'll probably have a clearer idea of what I want to film when I get there. But I'm going to say on Friday is my filming day. So really, when you're planning, you want to try and keep things really consistent. And I'm lucky with the teaching timetable in that I am able to work for 6 weeks, then I get a week or 2 weeks off, which allow me to really evaluate the previous 6 weeks and then think about what's going to happen in the next 6 weeks and so on. So it's great being a teacher. And then yeah, Saturdays are also pretty free, and this is my time to go out and stuff and all of that. So there you go. And at the top, you can see there's 3 boxes, and I think it's the same in the A6 supplement as well. So let's just have a look. There's 3 boxes, and I didn't really know. I kind of assumed I'm going to put some tasks up here, things that need to be completed, which I have. So there are some things during the week that need to be completed on those days that I want to be reminded of. But then I also had a thought later that I want to list out my breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks. This is something that I saw in a Tiny Ray of Sunshine's blog, and she writes, I think on the day, or she has a section in her bullet journal where she writes breakfast, lunch and dinner and snacks, and she writes that so she has a complete data set for the month or week. And so this would be really good to have here, because I tried using it on my everyday, kind of on my dailies here in the Hobonichi Planner, and it wasn't really fitting, wasn't really working. So I decided to put it in the weekly calendar and see if it fits here instead. So yeah, actually I realised here you can put breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then maybe some snacks underneath. There's plenty of space for it at the top, so I might do that in future, and then move any important tasks to complete during the day down here. And yeah, and then that moves us on to the side of the calendar as well. So I have done something here that I was kind of inspired by Boho Berry. So she has something in her bullet journal she uses called the self-care tracker, which I've kind of copied here. And I think she measures just 4 things, and I'm quite happy with these for now. So I've got activity, diet, mood and sleep, and I'm using the different colours here. So I've got blue for sleep, green for mood, orange for diet, and then kind of a pink, I think, for activity. And she does like a dot. So there's 8 squares in total, so that would be 8 hours of sleep. So if she got 8 hours of sleep, she would put the dot up here for sleep, and then she measures it over the week, and it will go down or up depending on, if she got 8 hours of sleep every single day, it would be a straight line going across. And then similarly, she'd track activity, diet and mood, and she'd just do that on an 8-point scale. So for example, on Monday, if her diet was really good, she ate really well, she'd put her dot up here, and then on Tuesday, if it were really bad, she'd go down here, and so on. Then you'd have like a spike. So this is actually really good to correlate certain things. So she's noticed herself that her sleep and her mood are tightly correlated. So, she doesn't get much sleep, she's obviously in a worse mood. And she also noticed that with activity as well. So if her activity was high, she slept better and so on. So it's kind of interesting. And I think now she's taken this away from the weekly and she's moved it onto the monthly, just so she has more data over a period of time. But for now, I'm going to stick with the weekly and stick it in here and just see, kind of see what happens, and where I need work and so on. And then I put a couple of extra things here. So this is personal to me, and these might be other things that you want to track or track, I guess. So I really want to do more reading, and I love reading, and I have a list of books at the back of my Hobonichi in the collections pages of things that I want to read. So I'm going to choose a book and write it here for my week. And then also music. Now this is something that I'm going to try and listen to something new every day. at least one new song. So I'm going to write the song that I listen to just down here. And I think it's important, like for me, I really want to get back into listening to new music. So this is important for me and I want to write it here. But you know, you could list the TV shows that you've been watching. You could list movies, video games you're playing, anything, really anything, any new activities, maybe a new activity of the week that you wanted to try, or a new recipe, or a new could be anything, any new food you want to try, a friend you want to see. So, you know, this may even change week to week for me, but I'm quite happy with this for the moment. And this is nice because it serves as kind of like a memory tracker as well. Like at the end of the year, you can come back and see, what did I read? What have I been listening to? How did I feel at this time? You know, how crazy was my life at this time? How busy? And hopefully during the week, you know, I'll come in and write a few little notes here and there, just detailing my schedule, any problems that I had. But this is pretty much my schedule. It's not going to change, and that's just part of having a normal job. You can't really swap it around or change anything. So I like to also, just a note as well, I've been just trying to keep it a bit simple with pens. So I have been using, sorry, I have to switch around. So I have just been using several kind of the same pens in my planner. So I've been using these Staedtler Fineliners, and the problem with this lighting as well is that the colours go off a little bit. But this is orange, and I like to use these are kind of bold colours, and I like to use these kind of, so I've got pink, blue, red and orange, and the orange I use for work, green I tend to use for, I will use this for piano practice, but I'm not really using that at the moment. Blue for sleep, and then pink for appointments with people other than work, and then yellow is for kind of routines, morning routines. And then those are my colour codes. And then I use this all the time, is Faber Castell in S. It's a really fine point. You can kind of see I've been playing around with the lid a little bit. And this is just, it makes a really dark line. It's just really nice. And I kind of use that as my permanent kind of initial marking in the book. And then I like to come in with this Lamy Safari fountain pen, and I've inked it up with the green ink, and I use that within the day just to write any extra notes of things that have been coming up. So hopefully next week, once I've been using this weekly setup and I've been using my planner a bit more consistently, I'll be able to show you how it all kind of comes together with the colours. And I'm kind of playing around with getting some more inks for this, and I was thinking about getting some scented inks. In particular, I'm interested in getting a purple kind of lavender scented ink. If any of you are fountain pen ink enthusiasts, could you tell me whether that's a good idea or not? Quite like the idea of having a lavender kind of journaling or writing in lavender smelling ink before I go to bed, and having kind of putting me to sleep. Sounds kind of nice. Anyways, that's my week. Oops. So yeah, I'm going to be investing in some new equipment soon as well. It'll be good to have a proper top-down camera, and it'll be good to have some proper lighting as well. And but yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, whether this is useful. Let me know how you're using your weekly spreads as well, because I don't really have much idea of how people use this planner very much. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this works for me this week. And yeah. Thanks for watching. This is Joanna at Year Long Life. Please subscribe if you enjoy this. Like I said, every week will be a new video. And yeah, any comments, let me know in the comments, and give me a thumbs up as well if you enjoyed this. Bye bye, take care, and see you next week.